Sound like some Viking music, don't it?
Yeah, gotta get it out the mud, that's the only way to win. Who am I to point the finger like I never ever seen? Been through the ups and downs like the letter N. They don't let you through the door, better kick that again. Cause that's the only way to win. That's the only way to go. Gotta get it out the mud, gotta get it out the flow. Cause that's the only way to go, let's go.
Shooting lights out. Ladies and gentlemen, how y'all doing today on this fabulous Friday, June 7th, 2024, the first Friday of the 6th month of the year? I am here, I am solo to talk about some basketball. Thank you for tuning in on today. Shooting Lights Out is available on the following platforms of Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, wherever you find your podcast is at, okay? And plus on our YouTube channel, the Playmaker Sport Network YouTube channel. So go ahead, get your gear, get in gear, hit the notification button, hit the subscribe button, do all those good stuff, follow us. Because we have a lot of live stuff that we do on this network, a lot of live shows that we like to bring upon you. All right. So it is Friday. I'm not gonna take up too much of your time, Probably gonna keep this. Hopefully I can keep this to within an hour and get up out of here. So without further ado, I got news and notes for you. So let's go around the hardwood. And to begin off, a shocking development took place on yesterday when news broke out that Dan Hurley is the front runner to become the Lakers head coach. Where did this come from? As you see on the screen, it says Dan Hurley Lakers plan to meet Friday about the coaching job. So they should be meeting today. When more news come out, we'll see how that goes with the meeting and all that good stuff. But all of a sudden, the back-to-back national champion coach of the UConn Huskies is meeting with one of the most historic franchises in all of basketball with the Los Angeles Lakers. For the longest time, they was telling us J.J. Redick was the front runner. J.J. Redick, fascinated with J.J. Redick. He is a young Pat Riley and all this stuff. And next thing you know, Dan Hurley's name popped up out of nowhere. Gonna see where it goes. What does that mean for LeBron James? What does that mean for Anthony Davis? It's a lot of questions being asked right now. But nevertheless, those that are in Laker Nation, they are pretty happy that Dan Hurley's name is up for a coaching job with the Los Angeles Lakers. Rightfully so. But until they had the meeting today, until we get more details of what happened within that meeting, if a contract offer has been extended or whatnot, it's still just the beginning process of the interview of the Los Angeles Lakers. But Dan Hurley's name coming up out of nowhere. Very interesting. All right. From there, we head to Adam Silver talking about exploring expansion next on the agenda. From David Middleman, he says on his ESPN article here, with the league already having secured a new collective bargaining agreement last summer and currently finalizing a new media rights deal, NBA Commissioner Adam Silver said its next order of business will be exploring expansion beyond 30 teams, saying, quote, it's not preordained that we will spend this time, but I know there is an enormous amount of interest out there. And to me, yes, there are wealthy individuals, institutions that would like to invest and buy NBA teams. But I think it's on the league to look historically because there is a diluted, of course. I mean, with so much is going on, we already know ESPN got theirs. We know that NBC has come in taking theirs. I think it was like what $11 billion we're talking about from NBC. I don't have the numbers in front of me, but when I have time, I'll find it and I bring it to you whenever I can. TNT still in the fight for a fourth package because I do believe Amazon came a part of it, or Netflix, Amazon, Netflix, one of the two streaming platforms that came in the mix with it. So a lot going on in the NBA right now, when it's not focused on everything that's happening on the court. Media rights deals coming out through the woozah. Now we're talking about possibly expanding beyond 30 teams, which I have no problem with 30 teams. I mean, you got 15 in the East, you got 15 in the West. Your top 8 teams on both sides make it. The rest don't make it, and we have what it is. Well, we do have the play-ins, so the top 6 teams make the playoffs, and then you have your next 4 fighting for spots for the last 2. So it is what it is. I like what we had in that. NBA is being real good thus far. The NBA finals have started as well. Let's take it one step at a time. I said one step at a time. All right, that's like what he's doing. But it is being thrown out there that it's a possibility that expansion is on the horizon in the NBA. Speaking of on the horizon, sad news. Ex-NBA player Delonte West arrested on 2 misdemeanor charges. Former NBA guard, and this is Braxton Holmes with the article for this one from ESPN. Former NBA guard Delonte West was arrested and jailed in Virginia early Thursday morning on misdemeanor charges of violating the conditions of his release and resisting arrest, according to local authorities. West, at the age of 40, is being held at the Fairfax County Detention Center on a $2,000 bond. He is scheduled to be arraigned in court at 8:30 p.m. Friday morning, which is happened about an hour ago and so ago of this recording, should I say. Fairfax County Police spotted West around 1 a.m. in Govington, Virginia, and sought to serve a warrant, police say, of a suit in Surrey, and officers found him unresponsive after losing sight of him during the chase. Narcan, which can be used to treat narcotics overdoses in an emergency, was initially administered to West and didn't have the desired effect, according to the release report. West was then transported to a local hospital, and Narcan worked after being administered for a second time, police said. West was released from the hospital and transported to Fairfax County Detention Center. For a guy who, now he is known for having bipolar disorder. He has been battling issues with substance abuse for recent years. Mark Cuban has tried to help him, and it didn't work. Other people have tried to help him, it didn't work. Sometimes it's just sad that when you try to help people and they don't receive the help as they should, because they don't know how to battle their demons, should I say. So it is sad that Delonte West is still going through what he's going through, even though numerous of people who tried to help him overcome these problems, overcome these demons, these battles. But he has to want it for himself. And until he wants it for himself, he's going to continue to go through the things that he's going through. I mean, you talking about Delonte West, who played 8 years in the NBA, played for the Boston Celtics, the Seattle Supersonics at one point, the Dallas Mavericks, and the Cleveland Cavaliers. The last time Delonte West stepped foot on the court was in 2011, 2012 with the Dallas Mavericks. That was the year after they won the NBA championship over the Miami Heat. But yeah, sad news from the NBA when it comes to Delonte West. Now, speaking, going from one sad news to interesting news. Mike Bloomberg joins Lowe and Rodriguez Wolves group, report says. Michael Bloomberg, the billion-dollar media magnate and former New York City mayor, has agreed to partner with Mark Lowe and Alex Rodriguez for their in dispute attempt to purchase the Minnesota Timberwolves, according to a person with knowledge of the deal. The person spoke to the Associated Press on Thursday on conditions of anonymity because details of the transaction were not being made public. The news was first reported by The Athletic. Bloomberg is ranked as the 12th richest person in the world by Forbes on the business news outlets list of personal fortunes with an estimated net worth of $106 billion. This control for the Minnesota Timberwolves has been going on for quite some time now because of current majority owner Glenn Taylor, who wanted to sell the team. That's when Lowe and Rodriguez approached him about 3 years ago to buy the Wolves for $1.5 billion. All of a sudden, felt some type of way because the Wolves started to ascend with the emergence of Anthony Edwards. So this is going to be interesting to see how Michael Bloomberg fits into all this, and that can he be the difference for Mike Lowe and Alex Rodriguez to finally get control of the Minnesota Timberwolves from Glenn Taylor. But there's a lot to be determined here. We have I think this is going to court if I'm not mistaken. Adam Silver spoke on it, saying that the league is completely independent of the arbitrary process and won't be involved unless Lowe and Rodriguez prevail, and at which they will have to go through the NBA vetting process and then a vote of approval by the Board of Governors. So it's a lot that's going on in Minnesota. So the future is bright for the Timberwolves when you look at Anthony Edwards, Karl-Anthony Towns, Jaden McDaniels, even Rudy Gobert was a full-time defensive player of the year. But we shall see what is going forward. Nevertheless, Mike Bloomberg's name is in the hat to help get control of the Minnesota Timberwolves. Let's head over to the WNBA. Security steps in between man and Sky's Kennedy Carter at Team Hotel. This happened 2 days ago as the team arrived Thursday to get ready for their battle with the Washington Mystics up in the D.C. area. And so there was a clip posted on X. If you've seen the clip, it doesn't look that bad. Guy with a camera asking Kennedy, did she ever contact and talk to Caitlin Clark about what happened when the Sky played the Fever and the whole thing that Kennedy caught a hip check. Caitlin Clark, after making a jump shot that took over the news world this week. But there is people that says that was just a clip of it. That's not the whole video. And there are Sky players that came to that and said that he said other stuff before that to start the whole video. And they just cut out the part that they wanted y'all to see. So I'm not going to give my thoughts on this whole thing on that because I don't know the full details. I don't know what the whole video is. But I will say this, like, interesting that we can just randomly meet up at somebody at a team hotel to do whatever. What a country we live in. And to end this on a good note, Cameron Brett, Ryan Howard among U.S. 3-on-3 Olympic picks. So if you just being new to this, Cameron Brett, Sierra Brondick, Ryan Howard, and TCU's guard Haley Van Lith has been named to the U.S. basketball 3-on-3 women's national team for the 2024 Olympics in Paris. It is I am happy for Britt, Howard, and Henley. I'm also happy for Burdick as well. But to see Cameron Brick, Ryan Howard, and Haley Van Lith back together to collectively to make a run for gold in Paris, I'm looking forward to. Okay. You know, Haley Van Lith, she played on the 3-on-3 Olympic team before. I forgot what year. Most probably it's the FIBA U.S. team. Brent played on that team with Haley Van Lith. Now we're adding Ryan Howard into the mix. So I love our chances now. Now I don't know what the other teams are, so I'm gonna hold off from saying what's gonna happen. But outside the U.S., the other qualifying teams for the women's side of the 3-on-3 competition in Paris is China, France, Australia, Germany, Spain, Canada, and Azerbaijan. It's going to be interesting to see. In the most recent Federation rankings, the U.S. women are slated second in the world behind China. It's going to be interesting to see. The 3-on-3 event in the Olympics will run from July 30th to August 5th. I'm looking forward to that one. I'm studying up on it. I might actually cover that with the part of the Olympics, which leads me to say I will be covering the Olympics. I'm in the process of having 2, maybe 3 other people join me in covering the Olympics from late July to early August, that span. Mainly focuses around the 5-on-5 one with the men's and the women. We still don't know the full women roster yet. We still waiting on that. Hopefully we'll get that sometime within the coming weeks or early July. So we'll know who we have for the women's side. You know, and I might add in a 3-on-3 women's tournament as well, just to make sure I'm covering everything basketball for Shooting Lights Out, and those of us who can't watch over in the United States and want to be noticed on what's going on and want to keep up with it. So yes, I will be covering that during the break of the WNBA, because when the Olympics happen, the WNBA will stop for that month break. So yes, looking forward to seeing that. Looking forward to seeing these girls do their thing in 3-on-3, as well as the men and the women who are trying to go back and win some more gold. All right. And that will do it for Around the Hardwood. All right, let's take our first commercial break, and then when we come back, we're going to dive into the week that was in the WNBA. We'll be back.
I love you morons. New Kids on the Block, New Edition, dear whatever the law firm is. Sincerely, the U.S. Supreme Court. Ben Affleck, Matt Damon, go yourself again, Jason Whitlock.
Join Ryan McCarthy.
I became a Jets fan because Kurt the Frog was my favorite Muppet because he was green, and the Jets wore green. That's how I became a Jets fan.
And Dustin Henry.
ESPN is cashing all in on let's pay a few personalities and we'll just kind of fill in the gaps,
as they walk you through all of the world of sports from their perspective.
The Albany Empire, it's a literal circus.
No credentials required. Where, Ryan, say the tag.
Where you don't need a press pass to talk sports.
Every Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central. On YouTube and where you can find all podcasts.
WWE Shop is your online source for all things WWE. Be a part of the site, man, and score wrestling gear for big events like WrestleMania or SummerSlam. From current superstars to legends, from Raw to SmackDown to NXT. Don't miss this chance to shop for the most awesome WWE merch. Shop for the best deals as well as WWE gift cards and save big on your favorite items. WWE Shop at Fanatics Experience.
Cool McCain.
You thought you wanted Gunther against Chad Gable, but you didn't. And I'm going to tell you why. Chad Gable would take everything that Gunther's done and bury it.
The Playmaker.
It was on site. AJ Styles walked out there seeing LA Knight. Oh, okay. Then LA Knight hopped out the car. Let's go.
Break down everything in TNA, AEW, and all of the WWE programming. Join these two kings, monarchs of wrestling, live every Monday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern, 5:30 p.m. Central on the Play Caller Sports Talk YouTube channel. Join the transporter to Hades.
Your butt and gut becomes one.
Join the reformer of hooker whores.
This is my daughter, Placenta Booty Johnson.
Join the bronze god.
Whenever you are in distress, take off your baseball cap and throw it in the air.
Join your very own superhero of broadcasting, Chris Bass.
So whatever color crayon they get, they palm it and do 2 circles, and that translates to, I can beat up black people.
As she takes you through the week's paces in Baseline. Live every Saturday at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central, Pacific time zone people, just stay asleep when this is on live and just catch the recording. Oh, I'm sorry. Exclusively on the Chris Bass YouTube channel.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Shooting the Lights Out on this fabulous Friday, June 7, 2024. We got our news out the way. Now let's dive into the week that was inside the WNBA, shall we? And going back to Tuesday, June 4th, we had a triple header. We had the Liberty and Chicago take on the Sky. We had the Mystics looking for their first win, going against the only unbeaten team in the Connecticut Sun. And then the Phoenix Mercury took a trip up north to take on the Seattle Storm. Began off with the New York Liberty in Chicago to take on the Sky, looking to pay back a home loss to the Sky just about a week ago. Wasn't too thrilled about that, but my Liberty came up and came out strong. Came out with a 16-point lead out the gate, punched them in the mouth, hitting their first, I believe, 5 to 7 threes to stretch the lead out quickly. But the Chicago Sky answered back, made it a 1-point game at halftime, and then they took the lead going into the fourth quarter until we shut it down in the fourth quarter with a 23-9 fourth quarter to win it 88-75. Stewie, 33 points with 14 boards. Stewie is showing why she was voted the MVP last year. I hope you people understand who Stewie is, because Beyonce Stewie is that girl, and she always has been that girl, okay? Doing her thing. Sabrina Ionescu getting her shine on as well with 24 points on the board with 7 boards, going 9 for 19 from the field. Still struggling from the three-point out rate, but 4 for 10 from 3. We still got to work on our three-pointer. Sabrina, you can shoot the rock, but we still working our way in, so I ain't going to hop on you too long. And as you can see here, Marbury had, well, she didn't lead the way. The person that led the way was Kennedy Carter off the bench with 16 points, to be honest. And matter of fact, I can tell you, as Kennedy Carter had 16 points on 7 from 18 from the field, to lead the Chicago Sky. But Marbury had 15 points. Angel Reese with 13 and 10. She's continued to be a double-double machine for the Chicago Sky, which is what you need. Diamond DeShields is struggling as of lately. We waiting for Diamond DeShields to get back right. We don't know what's going on. Maybe the ball ain't flowing over to her like it used to or whatnot. But Diamond DeShields, we need for the Sky. We need you to come back around and start being Diamond DeShields again, because 4 points on 19 minutes play. That's not Diamond DeShields type numbers. All right, so see what happens going forward. The team statistics. Liberty shot in 43.6 from the field, 31.3 from 3-point range. But when you hold the Chicago Sky to 2 for 7 from 3-point range, which is 28.6% from the field, we going to win games. That's just what we do. Okay, so yes, getting our payback on the Chicago Sky. So now we're 1-1. But this game, however, was a Commissioner's Cup game. Remember that. We are the defending champion of the Commissioner's Cup. And then we had the winless team in the Washington Mystics going against the undefeated team in the Connecticut Suns. And do you expect anything less? Because I don't. Very defensive game. Only one time, only in the third quarter, where the Connecticut scored over 20 points. Look at it. First quarter was 18-19. Second quarter, 15-13. Then the third quarter which blew the game open for the Connecticut Sun, 26-10, and then the fourth quarter, 18-16. I mean, very defensive type of game, or was it just bad basketball all around? I mean, DeWanna Bonner, 20 points, 8 boards. Alicia Thomas had a very subpar game, 7, but she had the triple sevens though, with 7 points, 7 rebounds, 7 assists. She did give us the triple sevens. The lucky sevens came out for Alicia Thomas. Brianna Jones, 15 points, doing her thing. Harris with 14. I mean, Aaliyah Edwards led the way with 14 points for the misses, but I don't say this like I love my brother Eric Wilson, but I'm trying to tell you, it's gonna be a very long season in the capital for the Washington Mystics. It's just what it is, man. It's just what it is. Maybe when we get to this Olympic break, maybe the Mystics can do something on the second half of the season to go into the off season feeling good about themselves. But man, it's gonna be a problem for the Washington Mystics. As you can see here, 31% shooting for the Mystics from the field and 20% from 3-point range. That's gonna get you beat every time. 40% from 3-point range was the Connecticut Suns, and 47% was them for the field. That translates to W's more than losses. And then the final game from Tuesday in the triple header, we had the Phoenix Mercury in Seattle take on the Seattle Storm. Seattle was ready to go. Jumped out the gate with a 13-point lead after 1. Took that same lead at the half, and then, Phoenix had nothing to respond with. They just didn't have it. Diane Taurasi, 7 points. Didn't hit not 1 3-pointer on her 6 attempts. Natasha Cloud held in check with only 10 points. She did have 6 rebounds and 5 assists. Kylie Copper led the way with 19 points, but that's not normally her type of scoring. Her type of scoring is in the 20s, maybe the 30s. She was held in check. And then Easy Magnagon, 21 points to lead the Storm with 9 boards. Skylar Diggins-Smith chipped in with 17. Drew Lloyd with 15. Even though Drew Lloyd had 15, it's good to see because Drew Lloyd has other players now that she can hang her hat with. Drew Lloyd doesn't have to go off with 38 a game now. She doesn't have to go for 40 a game now. She has teammates that can do other things to take the scoring load off her. But a Skylar Diggins-Smith with a Nika Gomake when she comes back into the lineup. And Izzy is doing her thing when she gets the opportunity. So Drew Lloyd's not by herself this time. She doesn't have to do it all. She has teammates now, which should make her feel good. So whenever she does need to take over, she can take over with no questions asked. Team statistics here. I mean, the Mystics, 4 for 23 from 3-point range. Like, whoo, Lord have mercy. Just a week ago, they set the record for going 1 for 27 against the Connecticut Sun. And then a week later, you have a game where you go 4 for 23. That's 17%. Like, do we start to need to be worrying about the Mercury's shooting ability from long range? Because that's terrible. Like DT, the GOAT, no problem. Natasha Cloud, she can fill the bucket up too. We seen it. And you got Khalil Copper. Khalil Copper is a bucket worker. She's an automatic bucket, all right? But the lack of 3-point shooting that we seen from the Mercury is a little concerning, to say the least. All right. But that was Tuesday. Let's head to Wednesday. We had a doubleheader Wednesday. The defending champ of Las Vegas Aces, the Dallas Wings up in D-Town. And then the Minnesota Lynx took the trip to sunny California to take on the LA Sparks. The defending champs walked into Dallas, and they was ready to put some people on notice with the 95-81 win. They started off in the first quarter with 13-point lead. Dallas tried to answer back, took that 13-point lead, cut it down to 5, and then the Wings, the defending champs, and the Aces said no. And right now, Asia Wilson is literally the front runner for MVP. Literally the front runner for MVP. 36 points, 12 rebounds. But that's not she made a record. She became the first ever to do such a thing though. Because check this out. Asia Wilson of the Aces is the first player in WNBA with at least 35 points, 10 rebounds, and 5 steals. Asia Wilson had 36 points, 12 rebounds, and 6 steals to help the Las Vegas Aces beat the Dallas Wings. The girl had 6 steals. When have you seen a big man, or a big girl in this case, as we talk about the WNBA, to have 6 steals in a game? And by the way, she got bloodied up in this game too. I believe she got hit in the face, if I remember correctly. She got hit in the face, or was it the nose? She got bloodied up in this game and kept trekking along. Asia Wilson is that girl. Outside of DeWanna Obama, the Fisher Collier from the Minnesota Lynx, and Breonna Stewart from my New York Liberty, Asia Wilson is the front runner for MVP of the WNBA. And there's no questions asked. She is dominating this season and has consistently dominated this season from the start of the season. 36, 12 with 6 steals. And she's doing with people like Kelsey Plum on the team, who dropped 20. Jackie Young on the team, who dropped 19. It just amazes me. And on the other side, Arike Gumawala gave you 31. It didn't matter. Because when you go against the defending champs, you need a team effort to knock them off. Yeah, McCrown got you 14. Surgeries got you 14. Billings got you 12. But what does that do when you have, like, the top 3 stars on the defending champs? They don't score. What? Let me see. If I'm doing math with quick, 36 and 19, that gives me what? That's 5. That's 50. That's 55 right there. And then you add 20 from Kelsey Plum. You're talking about 75 points of the 95. 75 points of the 95 came from the big 3 of Asia Wilson, Chelsea Plum, and Jackie Young. There's nothing you can do about it. Just really nothing. And Chelsea Gray still haven't touched the court yet. And that's the crazy part. Their number 1 point guard, which is Chelsea Gray, and it's not Jackie Young, hasn't even touched the floor yet. Their assist leader hasn't even touched the floor yet. Jackie Young has filled that role in nicely. She did give you 7 dimes with also 6 rebounds as well. It's the defending champs. Step up or get stepped on. And this is what the defending champs are doing to people right now. Okay? They're your team statistics right there. They don't even know AJ Wilson is that girl. And then the second game, speaking of somebody who is in the running for MVP, even though AJ Wilson is the front runner, the Minnesota Lynx 86, LA Sparks 62. LA didn't have a chance. LA didn't have a chance. They just didn't have a chance. The Fisher Collier, 25 points, 9 boards. There you go. There you go. That's all you need to know. Like, outside of Handy, the rest of the starters of the Sparks had nothing. 2 points from Cameron Brick, with 2 points from fellow rookie Rakita Jackson. Calderon, 7 points. Kia Nurse, 6 points. Just, y'all didn't have nothing. Handy's the only one for the Sparks that scored in double figures. Everybody else was single figures. Okay? No, nothing else needed to be said on that one. It is what it is. All right, that was Wednesday. Last night we had 2 more games. My New York Liberty took the trip down south to take on the Atlanta Dream, and then we had the Chicago Sky and the Capital to take on the Mystics. And I was skeptical about this game because the Dream they playing some good ball. Cool McCain, your girls are playing some good ball, but my Liberty and the business 78-61. Every quarter was closing to the fourth quarter. Fourth quarter, we put our foot down when we ended this. And Stewie yet again, 25 points, 10 boards with 5 assists. Stewie is doing her thing. The reigning league MVP, by the way, for those who don't know. Okay. She won that over Aja Wilson, even though Aja Wilson got the last laugh on that one. Okay. This is our 5th win in a row after we lost to the Minnesota Lynx. They have been going back-to-back losses. The second one being the second one being the Chicago Sky being our second back-to-back. And we handling business. Jack Crow Jones, 10 points with 8 boards. Sabrina Ionescu, 10 points, 5 assists, 5 boards. Elijah Naney with 15 points and 5 boards. But hey, it's Stewie, man. Stewie doing her thing. Now Tina Charles struggled with only 5 points. Cheyenne Parker Tyrus, 8 points. That's a struggle. Ryan Howard only got you 11. Alicia Gray led the way with 16, but if you can't put the ball in the bucket against the Liberty, you're not going to win. You have to keep pace with us to have a chance. And the Dream didn't on this one. We taped that one. Thankfully, we won 5 straight. 3 for 21 for the Dream from 3-point range. That's just, well, you shoot like that at home. I mean, at home, okay? Now, great. If you shoot like that on the road, like the Mercury did, both of they terrible shooting performance happened on the road. This is understandable. When you at home shooting this bad, that's a problem. 3 for 21 in your own building, you didn't have it. You didn't have it. I'm sorry, you just didn't have it. All right. And then the second of that one, the Chicago Sky with the returning Barbie of Angel Reese returning home. She is from the DC area, the Baltimore area to be exact. She returning home to take on the Washington Mystics, who is looking for their first win of the season, and they just couldn't get it. They could not get it. Despite the efforts of Aaliyah Edwards, who had her best performance as a rookie in the WNBA, 23 points, 14 boards. It just isn't enough. As the Sky win by 8. Angel Reese with 16 points with 11 boards for her efforts. And yet again, you know who led the Chicago Sky? That would be Kendi Carter off the bench. When she put in 25 points, 10 for 17 from the field. She ain't take not one 3-pointer to get them 25 points. She ain't take not one 3-pointer. Kendi Carter is on one right now. Okay? Ever since that incident with Caitlin Clark, and everybody blew it up out of proportion, like the media does, Kendi Carter has reminded people of what she can do on a basketball court. See, people keep forgetting to mention that Carter made the bucket before she did what she did to Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark. Okay, Kendi Carter made the jump shot right before hip checking Caitlin Clark. The girl can ball, but I think she realized instead of me telling y'all, I will show y'all. The last 2 Chicago Sky games, she has led the team in scoring. She's led the team in scoring. So, just letting you know. Kendi Carter is balling right now, okay? Now, maybe she can keep this road going and stay out of the headlines for other reasons. But she's balling. Angel Reese is the double-double machine, okay? I think she leads the rookie in double-doubles, and she's doing her thing and whatnot, all right? And team statistics, like I said, I have no answers for the Washington Mystics at the moment. But at the rate that they're going, I'm talking about for the Washington Mystics, they'll get the number 1 pick. And guess who will be up to be eligible to be picked for that number one spot in next year's upcoming draft? Paige Beckers from UConn. Oh, a teammate of Aaliyah Edwards. Oh boy. If the misses keep, I'm not saying they're tanking. All right. Do not sit here and say the playmakers saying the misses are tanking. I'm not saying that. I don't have evidence to say they are tanking. What I'm saying is if they keep going at this rate where they can't find a way to win games, Paige Becker will be gift wrapped right to them as the number one pick of the next year's WNBA draft. This I'm just saying. All right. And then Aaliyah Edwards will have a familiar face coming into the league to help her out. And then maybe Ella Dillon will come back from her break from basketball. And then it'll be very interesting then. If Ella Dillon come back next year for the Washington Mystics, along with Aaliyah Edwards and Paige Beckers get drafted, boy, that would be something interesting to see. But we are in the month of June, and all these games that you have seen have been Commissioner's Cup games. So I'm going to give you an update on how teams are doing in the Commissioner's Cup stage now. On the east side, my New York Liberty, they're already defending Commissioner's Cup champions, are 3-0 right now, where they won all three of their games. Also undefeated in the two games that they played for the Commissioner's Cup is the Connecticut Sun. Indiana 1-1. Chicago's 1-2 with the Dream and the Mystics 0-2. On the west side, the Minnesota Lynx have the early edge with winning both of their Commissioner Cup games, followed by Seattle and Vegas with 1-0. The Phoenix Mercury 1-1, and the Wings and the Sparks are 0-2. Okay, that's the recap of the WNBA. We're gonna take our final commercial break, and then we're gonna get you ready for the weekend that's ahead. All right.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of Cowboys Talk. The Dallas Cowboys got exactly what they deserved. Let me say that one more time, because you know it's true. The Dallas Cowboys got exactly what they deserved. Dak Prescott is overrated and he shouldn't be paid, okay? And the same thing with Pollard. I mean, Pollard breaking the tackles at that 57-yard touchdown run. I mean, we needed that big time. 33 points in the fourth quarter. Let me say that again. 33 points in the fourth quarter. And that's off of 4 turnovers committed by the Colts. See, at one point, and the fact that at the end of the third quarter, it was 21-19, and the final score was 54-19. Now that, ladies and gentlemen, that is completely unexpected. Cowboys Talk is available on all streaming platforms, including Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Amazon Music, and YouTube.
Oh, yes. The tradition, the pageantry, the spectacle, the history, the slut. Wait. I gotta rep my brother's stuff right. All my DMV soldiers, stand up! And welcome to the Commander's Gridiron Report. You want your commanders to be repped right? Well, D. Willie is your man. Commander's Gridiron Report. Every Monday at 3:05 p.m. Eastern, 2:05 p.m. Central. Exclusively on the Sertoba Media YouTube channel. Music by J. Cool.
Where my soldiers? Right side. Commanders. Where my soldiers? Left side.
Sports fans are gearing up, whether it be for the Madness of March, whether it be for the Super Bowl, or even a little thing called WrestleMania. You can get all that at Fanatics, where they have a wide selection of gear from every league, including the NFL, the NBA, the MLB, the NHL, the NCAA, and the WWE. So go on and show that pride, that passion, that dedication fan that you are by whipping your team, your league, all your favorite players. Fanatics, official license, everything.
In a world where chronicles of the past are brought to the streams, whether the content is relatable or completely beyond your realm of life, there is no shadow of a doubt that this show is absolutely full of shenanigans. Get ready for
D. Willie in the evening,
this Sunday at 10:05 p.m. Eastern.
exclusively on Sertoba Media, where the struggle is real to be awesome. This is a BS3 Network presentation.
I want to do a TED Talk, but I don't have anything to talk about yet. I'm getting there.
Life is for the living. We're not here that long.
You can learn anything you want to learn without any money spent.
What do I really enjoy? What do I really want out of life?
I am your host, WIZE.
Are you in a life-holding pattern? Well, this is for you. Welcome to the Stuck in My Mind podcast. Live every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday at 4 p.m. Central.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Shooting the Lights Out. Before I get out of here, give you some savings things that are going on with Lids right now. Lids right now has 25% off on no minimum on the order. You get 25% off regardless of what you order. But if you have an order that's over $65, Lids is giving you 30% off on that order. So you get 25% off regardless of what you order. And if you have an order that's over $35, you get 30% off. Use the code SAVENOW. That is SAVENOW. Save now is the promo code to use over at Lids. Go ahead and hit that link, our Lids link. You know, we give you some saving advice. You help us out with some commissions. Everybody wins. So don't forget, Lids is the word to go. Right now, we also are sponsored by Fanatics and Paramount Plus. All right. Now, before we get out of here, we got one more thing to do, and let's get you ready for the weekend. All right. So as we get you ready for the weekend, starting with tonight. Actually, I got this in the wrong order. Hold on, wait a minute. That is my fault right there. I got that in the wrong order. Let me make some changes real quick because we need to get that right. So I'll do it like this. Tonight, I'll just read it off to you tonight. Tonight, we have quite a few games tonight. We have a triple header all on Ion Television. The Indiana Fever, they'll take on the Washington Mystics tonight at 7:30. Eventually, Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever, they had some days off. I think the last time they played was back on... They ain't played until Sunday when they took the L to my New York Liberty. So they don't have a bunch of days off going into the night. Can they go into the nation's capital and keep the Washington Mystics winless? Or can the Mystics get their first win of the year? Because nobody knows what to make of this Indiana Fever team, even though they have Caitlin Clark and Ian Lovely of Boston. And then we have the other three games all starting at 10 p.m. on Ion Television. First up, we have the Seattle Storm. They are in Nevada to take on the defending champ Las Vegas Aces. That should be fun to see. Skylar Diggins-Smith going against Kelsey Plum. Jewel Lloyd going against Jackie Young. I'm looking forward to those matchups in there. So the guard match is going to be very interesting when it comes to Storm and Aces. Also at 10 p.m., the Dallas Wings are in Cali to take on the LA Sparks. I want to see how Cameron Britt, Rakita Jackson continue to evolve in this rookie campaign of theirs against Arita Agomawale, who was known can go for 40 whenever she felt like it. So that's something I'm looking forward to. I feel like Darica Hamby gonna handle her business, but can it be enough to knock off the Wings? And then finally, we have the Minnesota Lynx. They are in the desert to take on the Phoenix Mercury. Can Phoenix get on a roll? Okay, they'll win some games and they'll lose, and they'll have bad shooting performance in these losses. Can they get on a roll? It's gonna be tough against a Minnesota Lynx team that is on point right now. 72 on the season. Lafisha Collier is in the running for MVP, as I said earlier. Can DT and Kylie Copper get themselves together, get this team together to make a run? That's tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry for the misgraphic on that. That's on me. I do apologize. But now let's get to Saturday. Tomorrow we have a doubleheader where the New York Liberty take on the Connecticut Suns in the first matchup of the season. Yeah, I am. Yes, I'm nervous as hell. I'm nervous as hell because it's hard to play against the Connecticut Sun, especially going to Connecticut. It's going to be a hard task for us on this one. It's going to be a physical game. That was a 1 o'clock game on ABC. It's going to be a physical game. It's going to be a. We're going to see if my ladies can handle it because now they do have their trio back in DeWanna Bama, Alicia Thomas, and Brianna Jones. She can't sleep on Denasia Cuddington. Can't sleep on her as a great defending of a guard. It's gonna be an interesting one. Can we put the first L on the Suns season, or will the Suns make that statement like the only reason why we got by them because they didn't have their triple threat? So this is the first battle between the two teams, the top two teams in the East. So this could be a fun one. And then at 5 p.m. on NBA TV, the Atlanta Dream, they are in the Windy City to take on Chicago Sky. Both teams have 4 wins. The Dream has 4 losses. The Sky has 5 losses. So which team can get their 5th win of the season? Can the Dream get above 500? Or can the Sky get to 500? Ryan Howard, Tina Charles, and the company taking on Angel Reese, Kennedy Carter, who's starting to make her name renowned now for good things now, outside of what happened with Caitlin Clark. It's going to be an interesting one at 5 p.m. for the Shot Town, so I hope y'all pay attention. This is going to be a good one. I want to see how this game goes. That is Saturday. Then we have Sunday. And on Sunday, ladies and gentlemen, we have a quadruple header. After we play the Connecticut Sun on Saturday, we fly straight home Sunday for a 3 p.m. game against the winless Washington Mystics. Will they stay winless at that point in time? We shall see. We're going to see what happens tonight when they play the Indiana Fever. Nevertheless, if I'm being completely honest, this could be a moment they might catch us at the right time. Back-to-back games. First one of the season for us. How we going to feel after playing a physical game with the Connecticut Suns on the day before, 24. Just a little over 24 hours before. It's gonna be interesting. Mystics might catch us at the right moment to get a dub. Should they? No, but they might catch us at the right moment. That's at 3 p.m. Then at 4 p.m. we have the Phoenix Mercury in the Big D to take on the Dallas Wings. Diana Taurasi, Khalil Cobb against Erika Gomorale. That's gonna be a fun matchup. At 7 p.m. we got the Seattle Storm in the Twin Cities to take on Minnesota Lynx. Oof. Last time they faced off, the Lynx gave it to the Storm. Let's see how can the Storm rebound for that. And a battle of 63 versus 72. And then at 9 p.m., the defending champs, they are in Cali to take on the Los Angeles Sparks. And good luck to the Sparks on this one. Cameron Brick, Rakita Jackson, y'all gonna get a first-hand lesson, our first class hand lesson from the defending champs. Well, welcome to the league because y'all got to deal with Asia Wilson, Chelsea Plum, Jackie Young, Alicia Clark. We can go on and on, but good luck to y'all on that part. And that's the WNBA schedule for the weekend. But I know y'all asking. I didn't forget, ladies and gentlemen, the NBA Finals have started. Last night, the Boston Celtics dominated Game 1 with a final score of 107-89 win over the Dallas Mavericks to take the 1-0 series lead up in Boston. Game 2 is Sunday up in Boston at TD Garden Arena. That is at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. And then the series shifts to Dallas on Wednesday, June 12th. So between now and Wednesday, I will get back into talking the NBA Finals on the next show. It could be Monday, could be Wednesday. I haven't decided yet. But just know by the time Game 3 tips off, you will have an episode talking about the NBA Finals coming up. I haven't forgot. It's just the way the schedule is set up. The NBA Finals schedule is set up in a way that I can take my time. I don't have to rush content out. and do it in a productive manner to make sure it is the best content I can provide for y'all. So you'll get NBA Finals coverage sometime next week before Game 3. That is a promise, before Game 3. But I want to come on here on this Friday, get you ready for the weekend, get you ready for the WNBA action that's coming, and let you know I am paying attention to the NBA Finals as well. So yet again, thank you for tuning in on today on this fabulous Friday. Like, subscribe, follow, hit the notification button on YouTube. You also follow the podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, and anywhere else you can find your podcasts on for Shooting Lights Out. And also, don't forget, take advantage of the Legs deals today, 25% off on any order and 30% off on any order over 75 using the promo code SAVE NOW. That is SAVENOW, SAVE NOW. Take advantage of that. Get your gear, rep your team, rep your player, whatever the case may be. Until next week, ladies and gentlemen, enjoy your weekend. Have a fabulous weekend. Enjoy the WNBA action. Enjoy Game 2 of the NBA Finals. And for my hockey fans out there, enjoy Game 1 of the NHL Stanley Cup Finals that begins tomorrow with the Edmonton Oilers in Sunrise, Florida, to take on the Florida Panthers. Deuces.
You've done great, but you can't stop here. You can't stop now. You gotta keep going. Through all your trials and your tribulations, you gotta keep pushing. Now, finish your canvas.
Yeah, gotta get it out the mud, that's the only way to win. Who am I to point the finger like I never ever seen? Been through the ups and downs like the letter N. They don't let you through the door, better kick that again. Cause that's the only way to win. That's the only way to go. Gotta get it out the mud. Gotta get it out the flow. Cause that's the only way to go. Let's go.
Thank you for tuning in to today's episode. If you want to follow the podcast, you can follow it on all streaming platforms, including Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, and a whole lot more. This has been Shooting Lights Out.